minuscule part, a small, tiny little portion of the enormous intelligence that has made these groupings, of that enormous infallibility that has brought these groups to function coherently at all times and to function infallibly at all times. This is what you are saluting. This is what you are saluting when you say Namaste Ganapataye. You throwing up your hands. Remember, the whole introduction was about helplessness. And this is, this is what's its name? A helplessness plus ego attached. And when you bring them together, it's an acknowledgement of helplessness. This is subjectivity. Namaste is objectivity. You see, in one action, in just a mere gesture. Oh, what is this? I just throw up my hands. I don't want to do anything anymore. I want to go under the covers because this world is too big to figure out, and nothing I'm doing is working and all my groupings are not working. Just a short distance away. Bring the hands that have thrown themselves up in despair, because a despair is a place of stagnation. Bring them together. It's a proactive stance of surrender. Surrender is always proactive, even though it arises out of despair. It's a proactive way, provided you know what you are surrendering to. If you don't, Namo Namaha. If you do, Namaste Ganapataye. So this Ganapati, the Lord of all the groupings, the possibility for groupings, the one who has given my mind the ability to group, including that Ganapati. And the idea is that the groups work infallibly. All the categories work infallibly. Each thing has a purpose. Each species has a purpose. Each organ in the body has a purpose. And people keep taking the appendix out. Oh, it is useless. And then they tell you, after you come out of the surgery, first they have taken a signature, if you come out, you consider yourself lucky. You've taken a signature. And then they tell you gleefully. They're laughing when they tell you, they're smiling. And they say, while we were in there, we have given you a freebie. We took out the appendix for free. No extra charge. Did I tell you to take out the appendix? No. But you signed saying you can do whatever you want. Was the appendix diseased? No, not really. Did the appendix talk and say, take me out, take me out? No. And why did you take it out? Because it's a useful appendage. That's why it's called appendix. And then you go to an indigenous medical practitioner in any, whether it is that, Siddha medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, and you go, Tibetan medicine, any indigenous medical practitioner. They will look at your face, they will take your pulse, and the doctor will make ominous clucking sounds. What? They should not have taken out your appendix. That is why you have low immunity. They are going to tell you that. And they are finding this out now, that the appendix is actually a protector of the immune system. So nothing is purposeless. You can't just go on taking out body parts and saying this has no purpose. Who said it has no purpose? You made the body part? No. But then how did you, come to the conclusion it has no purpose? Madness this is. And so the same thing. And then you call something a weed, and you use a weed killer because it is useless. It is spoiling my lawn. Yeah. Spoiling my lawn. And why? Because this is an aberration. The weed does not think weed, must be, it doesn't think that at all. It thinks it looks beautiful. And if you tell this to the macrobiotic, they are going to have a conniption. Macrobiotic will grow the grass separately on the windowsill to be enjoyed, to be crushed and enjoyed in the morning, And then we'll have the weeds for lunch, dandelion and, all these things. Because they are full of nutrition. And the so-called weed is actually good for the liver. Dandelion, very good for the liver. So who are you to decide it's a weed? You know, the weed thinks I just came out of a seed. It doesn't think I'm weed. And so, like this, nothing is useless, nothing is extraneous in this universe. And everything is neatly organized and categorized. And yes, the disorder is also part of this unfolding order. Beautiful. So what you think is disorder or what you think is extraneous is part of the unfolding order. Give me the grace to look at these groupings like you, the Lord who has made them, looks upon it. Give me the grace to go from the subjective ahankara, I-ness, ego-based groupings where I feel a sense of superiority. Let me move from that position to an objective way of surrendering to that which is glorious and allowing the groupings to organically reveal themselves so that I can sing their glories as an extension of you, rather than seeing the groupings as something I have authored. This is what Namaste Ganapataye means. You won't find this in any book. This is a blessing of knowledge. This is the Guru's blessing. This will not be written in any book. Ganapataye, they will say, okay, Lambodara, or they may say, Lord of all groups. But what does that group mean? You have to see this. And there is a great wisdom in seeing it like this. Because immediately you see that why this is called an Upanishad. You see why this is called an Upanishad. It is a prayer, yes, but it is a prayerful Upanishad. You see the two going in tandem, how it is unfolding together. So beautiful. And so Namaste Ganapataye. Ganapataye, fourth case. Like Haraye, Namahate, Namaste, Anamaha unto you. And unto you who? The Lord of all the Ganas, the Lord of all the groups. And the Lord of the groups that affect me the most. What are the groups that affect me the most? Group of sense organs. That's why we said Swastina na Indraha, Swastinaha Indro Vriddhashravaha, we said. Why? Indrena Dattam, Indriyam, Indrena Jushtam, Indriyam. That which is blessed by Indra are the sense organs. And so the sense organs, this group of sense organs are the worst group ever. Why? Because they just, unsettle you. They take you apart because they go all over the place. They quarter you because you don't know which way to go. This group. And then what other group is there? Group of karmendriyas. And then the group of all karmas. Good karma, bad karma, prarabdha karma, agami karma. Sanchita karma, big group. Oh my God. Every single, what is that? Every single avatar is waiting to manifest. Thankfully, after that movie with the blue people, I don't have to translate the word avatar. There was one movie, remember? Blue people. That's all I saw. I didn't see the movie. But I never have to translate the word avatar anymore. So every avatara is waiting to incarnate. That is the Sanchita karma. Namaste Ganapataye. Free me from the horrors of these groups. And you see the group, being in a group is comforting until it becomes a prison. We have discussed this a lot. And being in the group is paradoxical also, because you see you are incarnated in groups. The karma incarnates you. And that's why you keep having the same mother and the same father. This is one Purana that says that. You keep having the same kinds of family people getting reincarnated in the same. I'm not surprised, because there's always a sense of deja vu with a family that goes long past this life. And the same groupings, the groups. And this is a scary thing, Keep getting incarnated in groups, and paradoxically you need that group The child needs something called a family. But without the family, it cannot grow up, it cannot sustain itself. It needs a caregiver or caregivers. It needs siblings in order to be able to fight its way into the pecking hierarchy and understand where it stands. It needs friends, it needs school and the classes which are groups, it needs college, it needs all these things. And then after you grow up also you rely on groups. But really speaking, even though paradoxically one needs the groups, and even in the study of Vedanta you say you have to come in a group. Yeah, this is a group. Why? Because 1/4 of the knowledge is gained from the members of the other group. And so therefore the group is very powerful. But at the same time it has a vice-like grip that stagnates the growth. So when I say Namaste Ganapati, may I be benefited by the groups, but may I not be overly constricted by them. May I find the truth of myself, that the Aham, which is Brahman, which is Atma, does not belong to any group. See, ironically you need the group to find out that I am groupless, that I don't need any group. So therefore, Namaste, the Lord of Ganapatis, the Lord of all the Ganas, who does not come into any group. I know that you are the truth of me. Take me there. Very beautiful prayer. And so why should I pray to you? Who are you? Tvameva. We have to chant that. Tvameva pratyaksham.
Tvameva pratyaksham.
Tattvamasi.
Tattvamasi.
Tvameva kevalam.
Tvameva kevalam.
Kartasi.
Kartasi.
Tvameva kevalam.
Tvameva kevalam.
Dhartasi.
Dhartasi.
Tvameva kevalam.
Tvameva kevalam.
Hartasi.
Hartasi.
Tvameva sarvam.
Tvameva sarvam.
Khalvidam brahmasi.
Kalvidam brahmasi.
Tvam sakshat.
Tvam sakshat.
Atmasi nityam.
Atmasi nityam.
Yeah, so here, who is this Ganapati? Not the one with the trunk and the, all this, not the avatara that is there. That will be discussed later for upasana, for the sake of focusing the mind. Right now the vision is being given. Afterwards, how to focus the mind will be given. And so, who is this Ganapati? Tvameva pratyaksham tattvamasi. Tattvamasi is not tattvamasi. That tattvamasi, no. Tattvam. What is tattvam? Thatness. Thatness. Tattvam, thatness. What is this thatness? You are that which is the presence in everything. You are the is in everything. When I say flower is, the is belongs to Ganapati, not to the flower. Why? Because tomorrow flower is not. But then the is continues in a different form. Withered flower is, dried out flower is, compost is, another bush is, another bud is, another flower is. So the is continues. And this is blesses the various names and forms that it touches without being affected by any of it. It does not get affected by the size of the form it blesses and inhabits, as though it does not get affected by the shape of the form it blesses. It doesn't get affected by the name of the form that it blesses. It just sits in all forms without being any single form, free of all names, free of all forms, the sustainer of everything. That essence you are. Sakshat means the only thing that is the manifest essence of the whole Jagat. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. All that is here is pervaded by Ishvara. What are the first two letters of Ishvara if you write in English? Is. Yeah. And that is resolves into I. Yeah. That is the vision here. So Tvameva. Sakshat, pratyaksham means sakshat. Pratyaksham means, it has two meanings. Pratyaksham means definitely, and pratyaksham also means aksham aksham prati. You are the ones who bless all the sense organs. You are the ones who bless the power to hear, the power to see, as the Kenopanishad says. You are the eye of my eye, the mind of my mind, the ear of my ear. You are the one who blesses everything to function in its own way. All the groups that have to function together are blessed by you. And you are that tattva, the truth of the universe, the truth of Ishvara, the truth of myself. You are that tattva alone. And then what? Then you look at Bhagavan from the point of view of three functions. What is that? This is very common in India. Creator, sustainer, and then, people say destroyer. But really, it's nothing not destroyed, it's more resolved. One who resolves everything, takes everything back to himself, really speaking. Because in the Jagat, we find that people know how to start projects, but they don't know how to continue with it. There are certain other people who can babysit the projects that have already been started, but they don't ask them to start anything. And then there are some people who are a walking wrecking ball. You bring them into the house and destruction ensues. They have some Rudra, blessed by Rudra. Certain people are there. And really, nothing they start succeeds. They should only thing perhaps that will succeed with this kind of a karma is to, what? Is to start a demolition company. That will succeed. A company, a project whose main aim is to resolve things. Sometimes you have to, get such people. Because sometimes, like you have to evict some tenants out of a apartment, especially in India. And so nothing works, the legal system doesn't work. And you get these human wrecking balls. They have their own methods. They make the people just go away. Don't ask what they do, because you should not ask. You should just give them what they ask for and then leave them free. Freedom of work. And then they will evict them peacefully out. And then there are certain companies whose main job is to dissolve the other companies. They thrive on dissolving. And so, but to have one entity, one conscious, all-knowing entity in which all these functions reside. Karta is you. Because what happens when I become Karta? I run around like a chickenless head. And Karta is you. And then what? After doing the karma of creation, who is the dharta, the sustainer? The sustainer, you cannot bring the neighbor to sustain the Jagat, Bhagavan cannot say, ho hum, I am tired of this. Somebody else should take care, let me appoint one CEO. No. Bhagavan, dharta, sustainer. And harta means what? The taker, backer. Harati, the one who resolves everything, dissolves everything. Bhagavan alone. When the time comes for a particular manifestation to lose itself, or sometimes, since we are talking of Ganapati, an entire group to lose itself. Dinosaurs. Bye-bye. Finished. Extinct. We call it extinct. Ganapati says they are not extinct. I just took them back. I took the name and form back. Mayan civilization. Bye-bye. Suddenly. And they don't know, even now, they don't know what happened to the Mayan civilization. They can say some tentative things, earthquake, this, that, but they don't know where the people went, because earthquake means skeletons should be there. But nothing is left. So the one who can take back without a residue, a trace, this is Ganapati here. Ganesha also you can say, Gananam Ishaha, the Ishvara of all the Ganas, all the groups without exception. The one who sustains, creates, sustains and takes back. And you find a resonance in the Taittiriya Upanishad. The same thing is talked about. Yato va imani bhuta nijayante ye najata nijivanti yat prayanti abhisam vishanti iti tad vijignyasasva. Bhrigu goes to his father Varuna and says, please teach me about Brahman. And Varuna gives two definitions. First he says that, this Brahman is that which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. That was already given earlier in the second Valli. Two definitions are given. The Swarupa of the Tattva is described as that which is non-dually second, without a second, that which is non-negatable, that which is unchanging in all three periods of time, and that isness, that presence which happens to be conscious and sentient and knowledgeable of everything, because it is not morphing into this separation of the knower known, that which knows everything without needing to be a knower. That is the trick. Which knows everything without needing to be a knower. How to know everything without being a knower? You can also say, I know everything, I am all knowing, Sarvagya. No, just now you said shrink the ego, now you are saying, now you please stop contradicting yourself, because just now you said shrink the ego and out of existence, and now you are saying I am all existence, and tell yourself that you are Sarvagya. Do you know what you know? Yes. Do you know all the things you don't know? Yes. Do you know that you don't know all the things you don't know? Yes. So when you say I don't know, what is there? That knowing without being a knower is there. I know that I don't know. This is a big thing. So that knowing that I don't know it is not a knower. In fact, it's a non-knower. But that non-knower is a knowing which is a being rather than a knowing which belongs to a knower. Understand? Say yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Say yes. I'll repeat it. So a knowing being, which is a steady knowing without needing to get into a chair of the knower, get into a status of the knower. Because when you get into the status of the knower, there is a separation, because knower, subject, then object of knowledge, and then the process of knowing. Knower, known, knowledge. That separation is there. But when you say I don't know, that separation is not there. Later it may come as a complex, like, I know that I am not the knower of so many things. But when you just cognize it, when you say, I know that I don't know, a simple recognition of not knowing is coming very close to what I mean by a knowing being who is aware of what it knows, who is aware of what it not knows, what it does not know, without trying to be a knower. Yeah. So free of the status of the knower, that which is knowledge itself, that knowing being, which happens to be without limits. The existence is without limits, the knowledge is without limits. This is what is called Swarupa Lakshana of Brahman, of Atma, of yourself, of Bhagavan. And this Swarupa means a non-changing nature. And that is the first thing that is invoked, because this is a Upanishad. The first thing that is invoked is what? Tvameva pratyaksham tattvamasi. You are that which is the Swarupa of everything. The Sat Chit Ananda, you are. You are that which is the truth of me, that you are. And then what? Then the Upadhi related, Ishvara Upadhi, Upadhik, attributes are invoked. The powers, contained, or the powers associated with the Upadhi, that is the Lord of all, the one who projects, the one who manifests, the one who sustains, the one who wapas le leta hai, that takes back. This is what is called Tatastha Lakshana, embodied by what? The example of the the kaka, the crow sitting on the house in a subdivision where every house looks like it has come out of a cookie cutter. All of them have a chimney, all of them have a balcony, all of them are painted exactly alike. You want to visit your friend that just moved in. You go to and knock at any random door. Did you see this family moving in today? Oh, them, let's see how to explain. And the owner is very kind of the first house you knock on. Comes out, looks around. Ah, do you see that house? Which house? That house, there. Which house? Where? They all look alike. The one on which the crow is sitting. Then you go there, you find your friend, you help them unpack. Next week your friend invites you for a housewarming, griha pravesham. And then also you go there. Do you look for the crow? You enter the house which has a crow? No. The crow has done its job, right? The crow is a lakshana which comes and goes. You can look at the lakshana and for the time being it helps to understand what it is. But then once you know the Swarupa, you don't need this particular lakshana to identify this. So here, this tatastha lakshana is what? Is this the lakshana that comes and goes? So Ishvara comes and goes? No. The Ishvara's upadhi comes and goes. Don't ever say Ishvara comes and goes. Don't say Ishvara is mithya. Ishvara's upadhi is mithya. So Ishvara dons a fantastic cloak, lined with the galaxies and all these beautiful planets, sun, moon, everything, celestial, fantastic. Which once Ishvara dons on that cloak, makes Ishvara the one who projects, has the projective power, the manifesting power, and the demanifesting power. In fact, it is a very powerful cloak. Ooh, can I have it also as the jiva? You have your own cloak. What is that? That which cloaks you from Ishvara. That is the cloak. A miserable cloak lined with tears and fears. That is the cloak of the jiva. Oh, but this is a wretched cloak. Exactly. Then can I have that cloak? In fact, don't want the cloak. You just focus on decloaking cognitively. Decloak yourself, decloak that I, which masquerades as a miserable, poverty-stricken, scarce fellow, always crying, always afraid, always helpless. It is quilted with a thread of helplessness, Jiva's cloak. And then also cognitively through this teaching, unmask the cloak that is Ishvara. See the tattva, sense the power cognitively. Transcend the power cognitively to see the tattva, to see that oneness there. That this is the exact same entity wearing two different cloaks, with reference to one cloak called Ishvara, Harta, Karta, Dharta, and the other one is always Marta, Marta, Marta. Marta means dying. This is the effect of the cloak. Drop the scales of ignorance from the eyes and see past the cloak. The cloak gives the grandeur, but you are equally grand. Yes. You don't need a borrowed grandeur by trying to, make some more patchwork in that already torn cloak. No. How can you say what kind of guts does one need to say, I am Ishvara? It's this cognitive seeing past the cloak. If you get stuck in the cloak, you remain a permanent devotee, which is a permanent dualist. Yeah. Where are you? Why don't you come to me when I call you? So sad. So every prayer should have both these aspects. Tvameva tattvamasi. You are the tattva, help me know this. And then I also glory in a way my status as a devotee right now and look at your grandeur. But knowing full well that I am not away from that. So the Tatastha Lakshana and the Swarupa Lakshana together unfold the nature of Bhagavan and the nature of you simultaneously, as this is going to show. And then what? Tvaveva sarvam khalvidam brahmasi. Sarvam khalu idam. This is a play on the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Mahavakya. What is that? Sarvam khalvidam brahma. And here the word tvam is given and asi is given. That's all. Because to make it more personal. There is a Mahavakya. All that is here is verily Brahman alone. Sarvam khalvidam brahma. And when you say that, can you say that with a straight face and disinclude yourself from it? If you say all that is here is verily Brahman, except me, are you included in the all or not? What is taking so long to think? Yeah. This is not a tall order. This is a simple question. Are you included when you say all? Is your body, mind, sense included in the all?
Yes.
Yes? Is the one who is saying yes included in the all?
Yes.
Yes? So if all is Brahman, can you leave yourself out? Yeah. I'm glad nobody said yes. Because sometimes, you keep saying yes, yes. No, you cannot leave yourself out. So if there is such a thing called limitless, it has to fulfill minimum 2 conditions. First thing is that it has to include you. Because if I say there goes that lovely limitlessness, that means what? I have excluded myself from the limitless, and if I exclude myself, will the limitless continue to be limitless without me? No. So then we have 2 limiteds going, like a marriage, limited plus limited, infinitely limited. That's what it is. So you cannot exclude yourself from that which is limitless. So limitless, if there is such a thing called limitless, this tattvam which is limitless, it has to include you. First condition. Second condition, it cannot be a product of your karma, of someone else's karma. And if you tell Bhagavan, let's say Bhagavan out of great compassion manifests in front of you using magic maya power, mayic powers. And then what? Bhagavan says, what do you want, O Bhakta? I want you to conjure up some limitlessness and show me. What will happen if you do that? Same thing that happened to Arjuna in the 11th chapter. This is what the silly fellow said. We call him silly, but everybody has that desire. I want to sit apart and watch this limitlessness go by and say, oh, This is what you do in front of Ganapati if you are from South India. You do this. You say sorry for all the things you've done. Little exercise. Now they have found out that people who do that live very long, and healthy life. And if anybody is interested, email me. I'll show you how to do that. And you have to do 11 times every day. And the really enthusiastic do 108. So 11 is enough. Yeah, you're just looking at maintenance. And so where are we getting lost? Back to the limitless. So this limitless, it has to be uncreated. It cannot, even Bhagavan cannot oblige and conjure up this limitless. And in fact, Bhagavan tried. Bhagavan Krishna said that, you cannot see the whole of the cosmos and this whole limitlessness that I have talked about for the first 10 chapters. You need Google glasses. Yeah. Google 3D glasses. And that is not yet discovered, but I have a special pair which I am going to release in the market only in the 21st century. Not right now. But you can have the special pre-order version for free. Put on these. Dadamite divya chakshu. I'll give you a pair of eyes, new eyes, with which to see as though the limitless. Sit back, enjoy, have fun. And with these 3D glasses, what happens is that, you go sit there. Only to get scared, you go into the theatre. And in fact, there is nothing in the theatre. It's all happening right there. And then if there is an avalanche, You go like this. You go, bachao! No! ये क्या हो रहा है? What is happening? Because you feel those big rocks are coming on top of you, even though cognitively you know this is a play. And then in another scene, you are in the roller coaster and it's going, derailing, so you are catching, you are going like this, you are flailing your arms and legs. And this is the jiva. Correct? And so, if you exclude yourself from the limitless, you are in for a big shock. You are frightened out of your life. This is what happens to Arjuna, and he gives back the glasses, after a few verses. And he says, please return to your original form. Flute, shankha, conch, chakra, and that benign smile which I am craving for. Just don't give me all this, because the limitlessness is anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat cha, that is beyond dharma and adharma, so it can get ugly certain places, because all the people who are following adharma have to be brought back to, a reality check. And the whole harta phase, karta phase is fun to watch. Oh, nice. Clap, clap, Bhagavan, you've done wonderfully. Oh, you created that star too, lovely. Dharta, oh, how nice of you to keep us going. And then when the harta starts to come in, oh, trahimam, pahimam, nobody can handle endings. And don't think that this is linear. First karta, then dharta, then harta. No. Karta, harta, simultaneously. Yeah. That's why sometimes, twin babies, one survives, one doesn't. Karta, harta, simultaneously. Dharta, harta. One gets, you go into a situation where there is a unfortunate shootout. Some mad fellow opens the gun, fires. And then somebody in the wrong place at the wrong time gets hurt. And the person that was supposed to be there is saved. Dharta, harta. Karta, harta. This harta can come anytime, and it's unfolding simultaneously, like even now. So many cells in the body are renewing, and so many are getting destroyed, and so many are being maintained. There is a cellular rejuvenation going on. So don't think that this is, our sense of time is so limited because it is linear. Don't think this is a linear, first karta, then, harta. Then dharta, then after that harta will come. No. It's a big dance. It's a cosmic Nataraja in motion. It's all a big dance. And so therefore what? I conclude by saying, Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi, khalvidam brahmasi. You are that limitless alone. You include me. The one who is praying is no longer praying upon your grace. The one who is praying is in the purview of your grace, even without asking, is included in the manifestation. You see, that's from the limited how we are going to the limitless. How that limitedness is just dropping with each sentence. The more we understand, the more we know that there is no I that is separate anymore. So, Tvameva sarvidam khalu brahmasi. This is plagiarized. Where will the Upanishad plagiarize from? Another Upanishad, where else? This is copied, lifted from the Brihadaranyaka Mahavakya Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. And then what? That Brahman is you alone. And then that is what is in the next one. Tvam sakshadatmasi nityam. You are in reality me, myself. When? Tomorrow? No. Yesterday? No. All the time. Nityam. You are myself alone. You are the truth of myself. Look at this wonderful journey in this one verse, in this one paragraph, where we have gone to the cosmos, we have gone to the cosmic laws, we have gone to first we were stuck in the groups of our own makings, then we elevated ourselves with great difficulty from that place of being stuck to the group. We took the help of Garuda to have the view of the forest, which Bhagavan has created, this forest of Jiva Ganas. All these groups, we saw their infallibility, we saw how well they function without our help, without our needing to name them, without our thinking we are in charge of them. We saw how well they unfold, how nicely they do that. And then in that itself the sight was, transformed to see that you are that which is the manifester of the groups, the sustainer of the groups, and unto which all these groups resolve, whose essential nature is groupless, nameless, formless, just like myself alone. And then everything is Brahman, and then everything is me. So from Name we have ended where? Chame. The whole Rudram is in the first paragraph. How fantastic! Very nice. Ritam Vachmi,
Ritam Vachmi,
Satyam Vachmi.
Satyam Vachmi.
Yeah. Ritam means Satyam. Satyam means Ritam. Yeah. They are synonyms. It means truth. Vachmi, present tense, I speak the truth. Ritam, Vachmi. Satyam, Vachmi. And when the two are used together, since the Veda does not have the fallacy of redundancy, then we have to see what is the meaning of the word Ritam when it is used along with Satyam. So Satyam means the actual speaking of the truth or the practice of the truth. Ritam means everything that goes into the pot before the manifest practice. The unmanifest attitude of the integrity between the thought, speech and action. That is Ritam. The alignment of thought, speech and action. Ritam. And Satyam is the speaking of that Ritam. The manifestation of that Ritam is called Satyam. And how beautiful, first we talked of the unmanifest and the manifest here, and here also. With regard to myself, I declare this to be the truth. I sense this to be the truth. I know this to be the truth. I also declare it to be the truth. Of course, when we say this, the sun comes out. Completely. And so this is what it is. So why this declaration twice? One for Swarupa Lakshana and one for Tatastha Lakshana. Really, that both are equally true. The Swarupa Lakshana I sense, I am. The Tatastha Lakshana I adore. Beautiful. And very subtle, very esoteric. So that is the one meaning, the blatant and the most obvious meaning. Then there is a couple of other meanings. The second reason to say this is to really, because one's bread and butter is disbelief, no Shraddha. Correct? How can this be true? Yeah, sometimes I think Bhagavan is there, and sometimes I think Bhagavan is not there. Sometimes I think Bhagavan listens. Sometimes I think Bhagavan is deaf. This is there is always this vacillation and doubt. Who is Bhagavan? Who am I? And does Bhagavan really answer prayers? Why should I pray? How should I pray? What should I do? Why this worship is necessary? If everything this is another confusion. The Vedantins' confusion. Great difficulty came to Vedanta with graces operating overtime from past life. Purva Punya. And then what? If you say Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, everything is Brahman, then why I have to worship? Another problem, And listen to the first 2 lectures on helplessness, then you will know why. And this whole earlier lecture on surrender. That is what it is. So without knowing, all these confusions are there. And even after this whole truth has been revealed, that confusion, one can come under the spell anytime. So that confusion is removed by declaring, I am the one saying this. I'm internalizing this knowledge as I speak it, and I declare this to be the truth. So you are actually seating Bhagavan. You are cloaking Bhagavan with karta, harta, dharta cloth, cloak. You are the one who is exclaiming this to be the truth. So all this hinges upon what? This whole cognition hinges upon what? You. All this so-called objective cognition hinges upon the subject, which is you. That subject alone which cannot be objectified. You are the one who is cognizing Bhagavan. You are the one who is understanding the truth of the Jiva. You are the one who is making this declaration. And who is this you? The self-revealing consciousness. That is always the same. Nityam, Satyam. That is the one. And then I bring back the ego. You see? That ego which I had surrendered. I bring it back in service of this teaching, and I say, I declare you to be the truth. I declare this teaching to be the truth. It's like that other prayer from the Samaveda. Maham Brahma Nirakuryam. May I never deny Brahman. Mama Brahma Nirakarot. May Brahman never deny me. That's the same thing. Vritam Vachmi, Satyam Vachmi. This is what it is. I affirm it for myself. It's not that I'm doing some Ganapati a favor by saying you exist, you're a good fellow. No. I'm not doing anybody a favor except myself. That ego which needs to be enlightened is brought back after reading, shaking, giving it a good shaking like an old carpet. It has gathered the dust of so many people trotting it over so many lifetimes. Yeah, so you take it, give it a good shake outside, and then you bring back the carpet. And now the carpet has become a prayer mat, you see. It has been cleansed. It has become a prayer mat upon which it has become an asana. And asana means what? Sthiram, sukham. It is firm, it is safe, it is a place of comfort. And what is a place of comfort? To know that this all is me alone. And I am the one declaring this. I'm ready finally. It's a commitment. When you say Ritam Vachmi, Satyam Vachmi, you are committing to this knowledge. You are committing to Brahman. Not that Brahman is going to be miffed if you don't commit. Oh, I'm not going to talk to you, Brahman says. Frankly, Brahman does not care. Like that, what is that? That film, that old film. It was Clark Gable film. Gone with the Wind. And he's just over this woman completely. And she comes again crying and hoping, because this woman can't make up her mind. So many problems are there. He's just over the whole situation. Again she comes crying and, complaining about all this. And he says, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, he says. I don't care about anything, So Brahman is asanga. Brahman doesn't have anything, Brahman is not crying, please recognize me in you. No. The one who is crying has to say, Ritam Vachmi, Satyam Vachmi. And then what follows, what ensues, is a beautiful prayer which the teacher and the student do together. Oh, it is lovely. I can't wait for tomorrow to come. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Questions? Yeah, Toppukaranam. Yeah, the workout in front of Lord Ganesha. Correct. It's the super yoga which balances the right and left brains. Yes. Yes. Where can I find the recorded lectures conducted so far? You have to take refuge in Janani. And so She will upload it. And she will upload it on this device which we have called live stream. Is Prashant or anybody here who knows the live stream? Faith is here. Do you know the live stream channel? Can you please give that, please? Somebody who knows the live stream channel, can you please write that for Anand? The link. Yes, what was your question?
That I be clear, Gana groups.
Gana groups, yes.
That I not get caught in thinking only of groups of jivas. Could I broaden this to...
Yes, groups of 5 elements, one group. It's not a jiva.
All the orders.
Yes,
that you've
group
spoken
of rocks, group of mountains.
The hydrology.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, group. Forces, groups. Although one translate it as group of jivas, it doesn't have to be like that. You have to broaden, you have to, just grow. Yeah. Other questions? Okay, live stream.
It's terrible question.
It's all recorded, it has to be uploaded. We have an invaluable storehouse of knowledge. Thanks for unfolding the truth to us. Yes, that is true. No need to thank me. It's Guru's grace. That's all it is. Yenastad vyacha chakshire. We only teach what we have been taught. Do you want me to send the link for the yoga so that others can see? Yes, let them have a demonstration. Please send the link. Type it there. Saves me some work. Saved of a few calories. Any other questions, doubts, fears, thoughts? Is it tatastha lakshana, not ghatastha lakshana, tatastha lakshana. Tate tishtati iti tataha, that which catches hold of a bank, So without the bank, you cannot bank on that lakshana. So that's what it means. So let me type it. Tatastha lakshana. It is one word, but I have typed it as two, so you can see what that is. Tatastha lakshana. Okay? All right. Namah Shivaya. See you all this afternoon or tomorrow.